All right, let's see. We should be live. We should be feeding out to the folks out there. You guys can let me know if there's any issue with my audio. And Caleb, let's see. If you can talk for a second, we'll see if there's anything going on with yours.
Yeah, we can mic check.
Yeah, there
Good
you go.
old checker
Mic
room.
checker, microphone
Checker
checker.
the mic.
1 2 1 2. I said yes, y'all, to the beat ball. Okay. All right. I think that I'll wait and see if what the folks say out there. But as we get the show kicked off here, of course we're going live on Utreon. You're watching this later. The live is actually on Utreon, so we can handle guns. Let me see. What gun? What gun do I want to show off here? I think I'm gonna go with this one. I almost can't tell the difference between these two, but I've got something really cool here, and then something else really cool that's related to that I will show you guys as we get into the conversation here. So, Utreon, Utreon, that's the place to go to watch us live. And if you want to find out about all this stuff, go to hankstrange.com and look around the site. You can get on our email list. You can see all the different platforms we're on. All kinds of good stuff on there, including you can listen to the audio side of the podcast from there or any of your favorite podcast places that you want to go to. All right, that being said, I'm going to kick everything. Actually, let me load up Baron von Savant. There he goes. And I will get this kicked off right now.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation, Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Franklin Armory. Franklin Armory provides 100% US made firearms and awesome binary option triggers. Their focus and purpose is to provide freedom tools to all Americans, especially those in not so free states. So when you're in the market, please consider Franklin Armory. Okay, there we go. Bada boom, bada bing. The podcast is rolling. Smash that arrow up under the title here on Utreon. That helps us out with the Utreon algorithm. Let's do the traditional thing here. Jazz hands. Von Savant. Everyone's got to do it. Yesterday, my guest tried to go macho on me. He didn't want to do jazz hands for some reason. You know,
Man.
like, hey, big, strong, muscly dudes, we do jazz hands still.
Yeah, skinny gunsmiths do jazz
I'm
hands.
not muscly. I'm like the opposite of muscly. But yes, I hope you guys have your big girl panties on out there. This is episode 873 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. My guest is Caleb Baron von Savant of Smithbusters of Brownells. Right, I know you have like a whole long title thing. I'm sorry, I cannot even remember all that.
You know, you didn't even try. There's so much more than that. But
Yeah,
that's
what else
okay.
is there? What else is
No,
there?
that's I would have to look at the list, man.
Right,
It's
exactly. I
so
don't have
every
your
time
card in front of me, so I could look up the long.
it's just so much stuff. Baron von Savant, firearm support technician,
Okay,
gunsmith,
second
smithbuster,
second best hair in the business after
first best
yours truly,
hair.
Hank Strange. Yeah,
Uh,
I'm pretty sure I'm the number
all
one.
right, come
Listen,
on, chat. Come on, chat. Let's
okay,
figure it out.
I'll let the people in the chat say what they want to. Listen, I am the elderly statesman. One of these days, I will step aside and let you get the number one spot, but not right now, though. Not right now. Oh, what? Oh, you show it off. You're here. Oh, see mine. Hold on a second. I gotta puff mine up a little bit here. I don't have as much product in my hair as you do.
Man, I'm using a low resolution webcam and everything, and it
Oh,
just still
really?
looks phenomenal.
Oh,
So
oh, oh! You just got stunned by your own self. Is that what? Is that what happened just now?
oh
Oh,
man.
what's up, man? What have you been up to since the last time here on the podcast, which is I don't know, a couple months ago, I think.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've been doing a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, between just all the stuff here at Brownells, video wise, video game wise as well. Kind of doing that thing with the Escape from Tarkov. I don't know if you've been following any of that. But
No,
we've been,
I don't play too many video games. I know there are folks out there who do follow what you're doing with that, but I'm not very good. I would get smashed in a video game in like 10 seconds.
yeah, and I pretend like I'm good at them, but
Hmm.
I'm just really not. But yeah,
Okay.
we've been doing a few things here and there on Twitch as well, and it's
Okay.
been fun.
Okay.
And then last weekend I was at Drive Tanks for the Gundy Awards,
Right.
and
Yeah.
that was crazy. I drove a tank through a river. Um,
Nice. Nice. Yeah.
it's it, it it was as cool as it sounds.
Hmm.
There was a really good range day out there.
Yeah, I
The
did that. I
overall,
did that like 3 years ago. It's all right.
yeah, and I mean, I don't need to tell you how fun it was then. And
I'm just messing with you.
yeah, I know.
That is
But no,
one of
it
the
was,
coolest things about drive tags, actually.
yeah. So they said that this was the first one I went to, but they said it
Hmm.
was bigger than the previous years, and the next year they plan for it to be even bigger. So you need to make it out.
Oh, the Gundies?
Yeah, the Gundies.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can't, I gotta like, spread my awesomeness around, I can't necessarily show up to everything in
Yeah, that's
consecutive years.
understandable.
I gotta
That's
have gap
understandable.
years, where I miss a little bit and then people miss me. Did you
Yeah.
win some awards?
No, it's very unfortunate. I made it to the top four for most dapper,
Right.
which obviously if I'm gonna be in a category, that's
Right.
the one I'm gonna be
Was
in.
I
But
nominated in that category?
for most dapper, not with that hair. Get out of here. You could have very well been in
Mm.
that category.
No, I'm not dapper. I do have awesome hair, but dapperness, no. I can't. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie on that one.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you if I say you're dapper, Hank.
You think there's some dapperness to me?
I think there's some dapperness there.
Really? Okay.
I think there's some dapperness there.
Right now, Lola
We
is somewhere cackling over that
look,
one.
we get you.
Lola's having a good old time with that one right now.
Look, I can see you in a sports coat and maybe you seem like you
What?
might be a bow tie guy. We could probably
No.
get you in a no. You know, hear me out.
Mm, mm,
We could trust me.
mm. Allergic to
I,
bow ties? No.
mm, all
I
right,
mean,
well, you know.
if I've gotta sell some of those what are those pies, the bean pies maybe in a bow
Mhm.
tie, if I had to do that, I don't know if you even know what I'm talking about,
I have no idea
but
what you're talking
so
about, but
growing up in New York, a lot of the there's who was it, I think it was the Farrakhan, the guys who follow Farrakhan, the Muslims there, they always sold bean pies. And so they were always out
okay.
there like dressed up and had bow ties and all. That's my idea when you say bow tie. Now you're from a different part of the country from me, so you might have a
Yeah,
different.
I don't even know what a bean pie is.
Oh, they're
Uh,
delicious. You don't know what a bean pie is?
We have all kind of pies in Louisiana, but I don't think bean was
Oh,
one of them.
yeah, a bean pie is very delicious. I mean, I've bought them. So it's like a black bean. I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to look this up for you. Let's
Okay,
see.
so
Yeah.
if it
Have you ever
there's
been
some
to New
good.
York City?
I have never been to New York State even, so no,
What?
never.
Okay. Now we
I've
have
never
to
made it.
think. I think we have to take a pilgrimage and go to New York City and go so that you can go through a couple of things,
All right,
including bean pies.
I'm in. Let's do it. I'm there.
Yeah.
Like I,
I'm trying to see if I could find one. Uh, I'm trying to see. Go ahead. Go ahead. You were saying something. I cut you off. Don't let me.
I don't know. What was I saying? I'm completely trying to imagine what a bean pie tastes like right now. So
Yeah, I'm
that's
trying to find pictures. I don't know. Oh, I don't. This is weird. I don't see any on Google. Oh, here we go. Nope. Still coming up with the wrong. That's weird.
this isn't even a thing, is it? You made this up.
No, this is
I'm
the thing.
sorry.
I prom.
Mm,
Someone else out there from New York. Lola says I don't know if they still do that in New York. Okay.
okay.
Someone. Okay. And Lola says it's not really a pie. It's more like a patty. Okay. No.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone out there knows what I'm talking about. So yeah. And then Lola's asking about your escape from Tartakov thing. If I even
Yeah.
said
So
that right.
You didn't, but we know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
Es- Escape from Tarkov. Yeah, so
Right.
it's we teamed up with a Twitch streamer, Jesse Kazam, because he's kind of he represents that video gamer that's kind of getting more into the firearm world because of
Mm-hmm.
the game.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like the perfect representative for that because there's so many of them,
Mm-hmm.
and I say so many of them. I'm talking about people coming from the video game world to the firearm world because of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and we're trying to just bring them into the 2A community and teach them, safe firearm ownership and what it
Mm-hmm.
means to be part of this 2A community. And
Right.
it's been awesome. It's been awesome. It's been very well received. There's a lot of people coming over because of that, asking questions and getting answers. So it's been amazing.
Did they give you your own character in this game?
So there's a gunsmith in the game, okay?
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
And I kid you not, it's complete coincidence. Like,
Okay.
but he looks just like me.
Mm.
Or yeah, I almost said I look just like him, but he looks like me.
Right. I think you should convince Brownells to go into the video game business
I
and
mean,
come out with a game, man. I mean, this is the next logical step here.
it is. So we're gonna need to get a team together. We're gonna need to
Right.
make a game. It's gonna be
Exactly.
great.
I've got ideas. I've got ideas. You know?
Yes. So there's already like gunsmith simulator games out there. I don't know. Chat might know what
Yeah.
the one
I
on Steam
think,
is right now, but
if I'm not mistaken, there's already a YouTube gun guy who's in a video game. Was it Hickok 45?
I don't
Someone out
know.
there will tell me. Because I know there's some kind of video game that has a, a gun YouTube dude in there. But I think
That's
it,
very interesting.
yeah,
I had no idea.
I think it would be awesome for Brownells to do a video game. We'll see. That'll probably happen 100 years from now. Yeah, we're, we're we're still we're still working on getting Brownells into the future, which is now of websites. So I don't know about
Yeah,
the
it's
video
it's
game
coming.
thing.
The new one's coming. So
One of these days.
once we
Yeah,
get that new website hammered out, then let's
yeah,
talk about this again.
yeah. I think the website, the underlying workings of the
Yeah.
website is circa
Oh my goodness.
1990 right now.
Yeah, that's
It's just
we
polished up
gotta.
to look fancy.
Yeah, it's just like a modern fonts with like 1990,
Yeah,
code. So it needs a little help, but it's getting it.
yeah. It
It's
is.
getting the help. So
Yeah, from what I've learned, there's some high-powered dudes that came on board,
oh yeah.
and that stuff is going to be stepping up. Brian Quick says guaranteed Hank's game will have ass missiles. Yes, I don't know.
So
Savant doesn't know about the ass missiles, people.
so tell me about these ass missile or can I call them rectum rockets? Is that
Oh, hey, that's awesome. Uh, it's just a theoretical invention of mine for people that we have problems with. Instead of having a lot of collateral damage, I think via DNA we can program missiles to track right to a rectum. Simple. Just takes one dude out. Ass
okay?
missiles. You
Ass
know?
missile.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Patent pending.
We could fire it from anywhere in the world. That missile tracks that dude down. Boom! He's out. He's out of here.
Doesn't matter where you at, but it's your time. It's your
We get
time.
you.
Ass
Yeah.
missiles are coming. You know.
This is gonna happen, man. I'm predicting. I'm predicting the future, and things happening in the world right now are good reasons why the world needs ass missiles.
The world's could use ass missiles.
By the way, look. Let me see. I got to figure out how to connect my phone here. Hold on. Let me connect my phone for a second here to this. And I did find the radical pie that fueled a nation. There you go. The bean pie is
Okay.
sweet, custard-like, and a foundationally humble foodstuff. It is also a culinary icon of the controversial Nation of Islam and of revolutionary Black Power. There you go.
Okay. All right. There it
So,
is.
and it's a very well. I mean, I didn't see anyone else in the chat say that they heard of it, but you know, it is a thing. Like it's not something that I just made up out there. Someone from New York Let me know. I saw someone else put a link in there, so maybe they have that. And I don't know what. Maybe that was 42 Chilled made a short URL. So there you go. And Cruiseman says the Tarkov put a bunch of YouTubers in the game.
Yeah, it didn't necessarily put the YouTubers in the game. It took some AI characters and like
Hmm.
put their name on them. Like for
Okay.
example, I I I ran across a Garantham the other day.
Oh, did you?
So
Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
there's some of that going on. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And 42 Chilled says GPS dat arse. There you go.
There's the
This is the
name.
thing. If we keep working on this technology, I feel like it's not going to take that long. I mean, what technically do we need in order to make these real?
I mean, we got the name, the idea. We got some nomenclature here.
Yes,
So
I mean,
that's three
I
quarters.
don't know. Yeah, so sprinkle in a little bit of science, some
Yeah.
aeronautics, maybe some rocket science, perhaps.
Yeah. So a little
Yeah,
bit of rocket surgery here and there will go a long way.
yeah. Uh, what is this? Okay, Powerphone Dude ODU says in Flushing, Queens, the Chinese have been have been steamed buns. That's decent, kind of bland. I think I've had that
Okay.
before. I think I've had that before also. There's a lot of cultures. A lot of cultures have some variation of of a bean pie.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. You just what part of the country are you from?
I'm from South Louisiana.
Okay. What kind of pies they got in? I know some places have pecan pie, but that can't be Louisiana. What's a
That's
Louisiana pie?
Louisiana.
Oh,
Louisiana
really?
has pecan pie. Yeah. Yep.
Really?
It's we and I've always said pecan. I know a lot of people say pecan and
Pecan? Yeah.
other variations of such, and
Right. What did I
I'm
say?
here to
Which one did I say?
I don't know. It
Oh,
it
okay.
sounded it wasn't far off enough for me to cringe at
Oh,
you,
okay.
so you're
Oh,
good.
okay.
No, so yeah, that's another argument I get into quite often. Being in Iowa
Mhm.
from Louisiana is pecan and pecan.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, but yeah, no, pecan pie is a pie down there. You have I've had some crawfish pie.
Mhm.
Also heard
What?
too. Yeah,
No.
that's the thing. Yep,
Mm-mm. No, no.
it's good.
No.
It's good.
Crawfish pie.
Crawfish. It's made similar to kind of how like a chicken pot pie is made. Um, but there's crawfish.
Mm. Mm.
It's good.
I don't know. I'm very dubious on fish pies.
Yeah, I totally get that. Like the same, it's weird because like that works, right? But
Mhm.
at the same time, like a shrimp pie or something like that definitely
Mhm.
would not work. So
Yeah. Someone says sweet tater pie.
sweet
42
potato
chilled.
pie,
Sweet tater
yeah,
pie.
that's a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's good.
um,
That's good. I like that. That's a good one.
my wife makes a phenomenal sweet potato casserole at
What?
Thanksgiving. So
Uh-huh.
and like I'm not even gonna pretend to know how she makes it. But on top, she has like a crust that's like a brown sugar and crushed pecans, and it is so good. It is
And it's a
phenomenal.
casserole versus a pie.
Right.
So it doesn't have a flaky texture.
Right. Like there's no like crust or anything.
There's no crust.
It's
Okay.
baked in a pan like a casserole. But
Okay. Okay. Okay.
man, I'm getting hungry.
It's good.
For
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Desserts are all the best. Lola is saying not
Mhm.
all pie is sweet, Hank. So, whatever. That's not true.
Apple
Uh,
pie with a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
yeah.
My goodness.
That's from 42 Chilled. Yeah.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, I don't know how we got on the pie subject,
I
but
don't.
if a pie is not sweet, it is therefore not a pie. It's all right.
Okay, so should a chicken pot pie be sweet? Is that what you're saying?
It's, I don't know. Is a chicken pot pie technically a pie?
Yeah.
Is that a pie?
Yeah, it's a pie.
Really? I mean, okay, it's in a crust, but I don't know if that's really a pie. I don't know.
So okay,
I'm
let's talk about
You
let's talk
can't eat
about
it
pizza.
cold. You can't eat it
Oh,
cold, so it's not a pie. And you can't put ice cream on it, so it's not a pie.
okay.
That's badly
All right,
named. That's badly named.
sure.
Yeah.
So what's up with the people that call pizza a pie?
You know, that's a good point. I don't have a counter.
I don't
I don't have a
I
counter
don't
for
think
that.
I don't
I
think
don't.
pizza's a pie.
No, pizza's not a pie. No, no, no. Pizza's not a pie. I don't think so. Uh-uh.
Louisiana has beignets, Hank.
Oh, beignets are good. Yes.
Beignet. Oh man,
Yeah, a
beignets
beignet
are
is
so
good. A
good.
beignet pie might actually be awesome.
The beignet
I'm,
pie would be
I don't
phenomenal.
I don't know exactly how you would do it, but beignets are fantastic. And I was the best ones I ever had in Louisiana. Um, is I went to a wedding and it was at the place where they store all the stuff from the parades. I don't know, remember what that place is called?
Okay.
It's over by the water, and they store all the floats and everything from the parades.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what the place is called.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can have weddings in there. And a friend of mine had a theme wedding. Everyone was dressed like it was Halloween or something, and they had these
hmm
little tiny beignets that were so awesome.
They may or may not have came from like Cafe Du Monde or something.
Oh no no no! I went to Cafe Du Monde. It was not Cafe Du Monde beignets.
Okay.
These were
Okay.
way better. They were smaller.
What?
They were
Better
like
than Cafe Du Monde?
way 1,000 times better, like artisanal beignets of some sort.
Oh my goodness.
You got,
That's
someone's got to research this because I would like to. This was the best beignets I ever had.
I I need to try this then.
Yeah,
This is something I need to experience in my life.
someone else that knows about these, have had these, have to testify on my behalf on this one. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'll look it up and see if I can find it. But they were, yes, way better than any other place that I ever had beignets at.
That's saying a lot if they're better than Cafe Du Monde.
It
So
is.
I'm gonna need you to find out, and I'm gonna need that information.
Okay. Right after this, we're going to take a break right now. And right after this, we're going to come back. I'm going to see if I can. Walther Arms has been making concealed carry handguns for over 90 years, starting with the PPK. Today, Walther is based in the good old US of A and still builds quality firearms like the PPQ and PDP for personal defense and competition. So when you're in the market, please consider Walther Arms. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Walther Arms. All right, we are back. We're in the news section here. And Lola says, no, 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 Hank, you're losing this argument. A pie is a pie, sweet or not, as long as it's baked in a pastry crust.
She's
No.
right. You know
Lola,
she's right.
I know, that's not, like, pies are meant to be sweet. Anything that's not sweet should not really be a pie, but...
I think she's
What
right.
do I know after everything? After everything, I'm not sure what I know. And then you're putting in there that you're on Lola's side?
I am. She's right. I,
Yeah,
what am I gonna do?
yeah. And 42 Chilled has put a link in there, which I can't follow the link because I'm looking at it from a separate thing. But it's some tiny beignets. I don't know how to.
All
Oh,
right, I
wait
followed
a
the
second.
link. I'm at.
Hold on. Let me see if I can put my phone back on this for a second. So we're in the news section, and hold on. Let me see. Okay, it looked like these little tiny ones right here. No, was it these?
This is a beignet recipe to make at home.
Was it the? I don't know if it was these ones. Lola was there with me, so she would. It was. Oh man, these were some great beignets. I don't know. They weren't big. It was not big. That's one of the things I remember. That because beignets are usually like bigger.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, Lola wants me to let it go, but I know a pie has to be sweet. Okay.
A pie can be sweet. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a trick, a trap. Okay, an abomination of nature. Um, Now let's see what else. And Cruiseman also says I lost. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna accept it from Lola, but I'll take it. Cruiseman, there you go. And Lola says they were gourmet, very light, melt in your mouth, fluffy. So there you go. And Brian Quick says not that much news happening the last couple of days. What do you think about that?
I think there's a lot of news happening the last couple of days.
Really? Is there?
there's a thing or two going on in the world. So
Yeah. Okay. So what is it? What's the big news that's happening in the world today that everyone woke up and found out about today? Other than
uh,
my hair is the most fantastic in the gun business.
okay, so no one woke up thinking that today. Um,
Well, we've
but yeah,
got
so
okay, Ukraine, Russia, if that's what
mhm,
everyone's talking about, I guess.
it's
That
got yeah.
happened. Is that a surprise to you? What do you think about this whole thing?
You know, I can honestly say I didn't think it was gonna like full scale happen. So I was pretty surprised. I wasn't like, oh man, that's crazy surprised, but I was like, oh, okay, so that's actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean that's kind of how I was taken by it, and I've been intermittently following different news coverage of it throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Well, it was
yeah,
kind. I mean, they were talking about it publicly in the news for what the last 2-3 weeks or something.
yeah,
You know, so at that point, I mean, when I think Russia started setting up field hospitals on the border.
that's that's when you know it's about to go down. It's like the
Maybe.
Roman army building a road into your country. You know, it's like, oh, we're about to get invaded by Rome. So
Yeah.
kind of a similar situation.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of a foregone conclusion at that point, right?
yeah,
So what do you think, man? Does it feel like World War III to you? I see a lot of people saying that. You feel that way?
it doesn't. It does not. Just because I think that it's not going to. I don't think there's enough people that are going to get involved as far as like boots on the ground wise, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't feel that way, and I know there's plenty of countries out there providing lethal aid, us being one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that it has the potential to be. So I'm not gonna say there's no way possible, but I don't see it happening.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems like definitely the folks in Ukraine have to make a decision of whether or not they want to fight, and they are fighting right now. And definitely the Russians have made that decision, but you don't think other countries are going to step in, and definitely there won't be American forces, boots on the ground, maybe outside of like covert operations or something.
Right. Yeah, I think there'll be some covert operation stuff going on that we either find out about or never know about.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I don't think any large scale like regular army stuff is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as far as the Ukraine arming their civilians, basically it lifted any kind of firearm restriction.
Mm-hmm.
Is a pretty big like eye opener. I mean, CNN was reporting on it
Yeah.
about how like good of a thing that was, but at the same time,
Ironic.
it's like it's so ironic.
Yeah.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
this is like the main reason for the Second Amendment. It's like
Mm-hmm.
what you know, like how crazy can you be? This is a perfect example of why the Second Amendment is so important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the media is so backwards, right? And there are a lot of people these days amongst politicians that support things when you know, when I guess it fits into their agenda, and then when it doesn't, they go the other way, right? So it's
Right.
weird. The people, the truckers in Canada, you know, protesting and getting out there, that's sedition, whatever other names they put it under. And then
Yeah.
somehow even the folks in Canada think, oh, this is terrible what Russia is doing. This is a massive violation, right? And then, like you said,
Exactly.
yeah, when it comes to the Second Amendment every day here in America, the media is out there pulling that down all the time. And then now they're out there bigging up. Well, I don't know. Are they actually bigging it up? I was looking at something that Coleon Noir did, where there was a person who was on and she said, "Oh, this is great. They're handing out guns." But do you think they're super
I
happy
saw
about
the
this?
same video. I saw the
Okay.
same thing that
Mhm.
I watched Coley and Noirs do that, and
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, that's so weird because it's like they can't they can't say anything negative about it
Mhm.
because I mean what kind of backlash would they get for that? So
Hmm.
obviously they have to support it because that's the lot. Even they understand that's the logical thing to do. So
Hmm.
it's just it's insane to me. I mean,
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like the Ukraine was very pro Second Amendment before this, right?
right? Yeah, they were not. They were pretty restricted for the most part.
Hmm.
And then they realized like, okay, that's something we got to get rid of ASAP.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. So what do we think is actually going to come out of it? And I'm all for it, right? I think that always the folks out there should have the right to be armed, should be armed, but I don't know. It's a funny situation that all of a sudden you're saying, okay, we'll hand out these guns to people. And I saw a guy on Fox News. I was looking at a Fox News clip, and they were talking to a guy who was over there trying to evacuate people, and they asked him about this gun thing, and he was like, okay, well, I don't even know where to go to get a gun. So what happens now all of a sudden, even if they are handing out guns to people, how effective are those guys going to be with those things? I think more effective than not having, but how really effective do you think?
so more effective than not having, yes,
Mm-hmm.
but not nearly as effective as they could have been if they had, no if they had something like the Second Amendment,
Mm-hmm.
um, so that their citizens were more inclined to participate in a gun culture, for lack of a better term, so
Mm-hmm.
that they were actually trained and proficient with a firearm, proficient enough. They're never going to be military proficient as a civilian for the most part. Um, so, if I understand correctly, they're putting things in place where they can do like a brief training of the civilians so
Right.
that they can kind of get them up to speed.
Okay.
Um,
They've been watching a lot of movies if they think that's
yeah,
going to work very well.
they're
Uh-huh.
they're watching. I mean, they're sitting at their computers, watching some Grand Thumb, trying to catch up here. So.
Right. Yeah, they saw some movie where some guy marches into town, gives people a couple of lessons without even air pro, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're really proficient. It's too it's and I'm being sarcastic in a lot of ways, but it's if you think about the flip side of that here in America,
Hmm.
the government doesn't have to do anything like that here in America. There's already a lot of guns here, you know.
There's already. Yep.
Yeah, and not only are there a lot of guns, there are a lot of people who have been hunting, practicing with those guns, like you said, participating in firearms culture, in gun culture. So it's a little bit of a different scenario here, methinks.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think this whole thing is going to be a big eye opener for a lot of people in this country. And I think we may get some more Second Amendment supporters out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I think that's what's going to come out of this.
Yeah. Lola is saying a perfect example of the importance of the Second Amendment and ability to communicate when your government decides to cut that off.
Yep.
An Appalachian gun runner says, for the security of a free state.
There
So
you
there you
go.
go. And I think Lola was also asking about you being in the service. She wanted to know what branch. I know we talked about that before. Were
Yeah,
you in the Army?
I was in the Army. You are correct.
Okay. All right. There you go. I don't know how much you want to talk about that.
I'm an open book when it comes to it, honestly. So,
Okay.
I mean, whatever you want to know.
Yeah. What did you do? What was your?
I, w I was a combat engineer in the
Okay.
Army,
Okay.
and I was only in for about 4 years.
Mhm.
I ended up getting injured in Afghanistan, fractured my right femur the second time I got blown up,
Mhm.
and then ended up getting medically discharged after that.
Yeah.
Um,
You say only 4 years, man. If you were in long enough to be blown up twice, you were in two lifetimes, my friend.
well, to be fair,
That time
both
doesn't really count. I know people do longer, but dude, you got blown up twice. So.
yeah, I know. And
Mhm.
I was so young at the time. It feels like another lifetime ago. Like I was a combat vet and Purple Heart recipient before I was old enough to buy alcohol. Like it
Mhm.
was so long ago.
Yeah. So having actually seen that, right? How do you think this whole thing plays out? Obviously, there's our side looking at this on the news, however people come down on it, but how does it really play out for those folks over there, for the people, the soldiers in the Ukraine that have to fight back. I don't think they have a big army, but they called up a lot of reservists, I think, recently. How does this really play out for those guys, you think?
You know, that's a really good question, and I've been thinking about that all day long, and I honestly don't have a good answer for it. I think if it plays out anything kind of like how, and I'll just use this as an example because Russia went into Afghanistan and had to withdraw, um, and they were more they and Russia had superiority as far as equipment, um, armor, helicopters, planes, things like that go,
Hmm. Yeah.
just like they do right now. But it
Hmm.
was it was the guerrilla forces that really pushed them out of there, and I think it's possible that it happens again, especially with all the support that Ukraine's getting from everyone else. And I
Hmm.
say support, I don't just mean like you know um, aid drops and different things like that. It's what's referred to as lethal support. We're sending
Hmm.
guns, missiles, tanks, all that stuff. Not for us to use, but for them to use. So
Hmm.
there's a potential for it to play out in their favor.
So I was looking at some strategy stuff about this, and I think from what I saw, a lot of people, I see someone saying it right now, guerrilla warfare. Probably more than likely, what they're going to do is let the Russian tanks and all that steamroll over and get in, and then fight them from the rears instead of trying to, go at them head on, right?
Right, yeah, going head on is never a good option. Whenever you're dealing with um, armor, and whenever you're dealing with armor that's superior to yours, or if you just don't have armor,
Mm-hmm.
and the best way to defeat a tank is to cut off its fuel supply. So
Mm-hmm.
cut off those supply lines, and they can't even use them.
Yeah. So you were saying that Russia's already seen that, and of course, then
Hmm.
America went into Afghanistan and other places, and then guys like yourself had to go over there and deal with that kind of insurgency, guerrilla warfare type of thing. Um, that's not fun for either side.
It's not. It's a terrible situation all around, but
Yeah.
it 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 is what it is, honestly. So it's
Do you,
just that guerrilla warfare and war. I mean, war's never a
mhm.
pretty thing. So.
Do you think this will be like a long played out thing, or a thing that's over in a couple of days, like by next week sometime? This is over, and these guys decide to just cave in to what Putin wants. I think Putin wants Ukraine and other countries there in that Eastern Bloc to not get up on NATO, and that's really,
Yeah,
in my opinion, that's what he's looking for. What do you think?
yeah, I agree with that. I think that's kind of what it's all about. But I don't foresee this being something quick because I don't think the rest of the world's gonna let it be something that's over quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we let Russia come in and steamroll the Ukraine, then China's gonna get the same notion that they can do the same thing to Taiwan. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really kind of stopping it and setting an example. So we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I saw that China was, I think they had some planes flying into Taiwan's airspace today at the same time
Yeah.
this
So
was happening.
yeah.
So,
So I mean, they may try to use this as a distraction, because the the UN supplies, their NATO supplies, are going to be tied up with dealing with Russia and the Ukraine. So that there's going to be less aid for Taiwan and just kind of stretch things out. So they may take advantage of the situation. Who knows?
yeah, it's just weird. I feel like the everything going on here is weird. I mean, we've been in 2 years in this crazy lockdown where obviously, people have died, people have gotten really sick, but things like
Right.
this aren't supposed to happen. And then I feel like there's folks out there just shocked by this whole thing. Like, hold on, wait a second. I thought we were like, we are the world. We were all fighting back against COVID. What do you say? There's countries out there trying to take over other countries.
Yeah. I mean, it's so crazy, man, because like obviously COVID is a serious thing for some people.
Mm-hmm.
There were people dying of it. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's people that are completely unaffected by it, like me, for
Mm-hmm.
example. I've got COVID and was barely ill at all.
Mm-hmm.
but it's just a weird thing. It's a weird pandemic that the world is dealing with together, and then now we're divided by war again.
Yeah. And that's probably out of the. I mean, you know, did the Russians get their? Do they have like proof of their COVID inoculations before they go across the border? Or what's the deal?
They got
Yeah,
they got they're equipping the troops with COVID passports.
yeah, exactly.
So
This is my COVID passport, my tank.
yeah, the tank runs through a sanitation thing that completely sanitizes it as
Right.
it's rolling across the board. I don't know how it works.
It's crazy. Brian Quick says, I genuinely don't understand why Putin invaded, other than trying to reestablish the Soviet Union. What do you think Putin's reason for the invasion is?
I think it was just trying to prevent them from joining the United Nations, and the best way to do that is to take over it. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that was really what it's about. I don't think he really wanted another United Nation member being right there on the border. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what most of it was about.
Yeah, I would think so too. I see someone saying like testing Biden. Do you think all of this would have happened regardless of who was the president here in America?
You know, I think it would be playing out differently
Mm-hmm.
with a different president, but I think it would still be happening regardless.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know how long ago it was, but Putin gave like an ultimatum to the United Nations, right? He said, I want to I don't want to see all these countries. Is it becoming part of the United Nations? Becoming part of NATO? Is it both of those?
I think it
Um,
I think it's both, honestly.
mhm.
I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
don't know 100%, but I
something
think it
along
has
those
something to do
lines.
with
He
both.
doesn't like what's happening there, right? With everyone coming on board, even being part of the EU as well. I'm not
Right,
sure. Yeah,
right.
I'm not sure how happy he is about all of that stuff. And at some point, one of these, you would know that one of the superpowers, right, either Russia or China, is going to do something to show the world, like, hey, we're not joking around. You might be getting real comfortable out there, but we can make things uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah, because the stronger all of these groups become, the less powerful that, Russia and China are. So,
Hmm.
yeah, they at some point they got to flex.
Yeah, yeah, it makes it difficult for them. And I think like one of the things he's been threatening, why people are thinking about World War III and all that is obviously Russia is a nuclear power, and if we try to retaliate or something like that, then you know we wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Barnaul Ammo. Barnaul has a wide range of reliable, quality steel case ammo for small game, large game, target shooting, and self-defense. They've got the classics like 7.62 and 5.45, as well as 9mm all the way up to 308. Subsonic as well. So when you're in the market, please consider Barnaul Ammo. All right, boom. So yeah, what I was saying, what was I saying?
You
I don't
were
even.
you were you were
I just
talking
had it
about
in my brain, and then boom, it went out.
well, you had just started a new sentence, so I don't know what you were saying, but we were
Oh,
basically talking about the superpower of
yeah,
Russia and China and
yeah.
them having to
Um,
flex.
I just had it in my brain, but I guess I'm getting old, and it was just right there, and then it went poof like that, right in front of me, and disappeared. So it
It's all
wasn't
right.
it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. We've moved
Yeah.
on into the Gorn category, so we can talk about some other stuff. Lola says you wanted to talk about the 2A day
Yeah, we can.
that we recently separated. Let's get on that a little bit, and then we'll show some guns.
Yeah, that sounds good. So 2A
What'd you
day
do for
is
2A day?
yeah, so 2A day I went out to the range here in Des Moines where
Mm-hmm.
where Brownells, sent all their
Mm-hmm.
employees and was celebrating it.
Mm-hmm.
So, first part of that we sent our employees over because obviously we want our employees to celebrate 2A day as well. And
Mm-hmm.
so for the first half of the day, I shot with some guys I work with and
Mm-hmm.
guys and gals I work with, I should say. And
Mm-hmm.
then for the second half of the day, we opened it up to the public, invited the public in. We paid for some ammo for them and for them to shoot on the range, and I got to just kind of hang out with the general public and celebrate 2A Day. So
Oh, sweet.
I mean, it was awesome, and I say we did that in Des Moines, but we
Hmm.
that's where I was personally, but we did that all over the country, and it
Yeah.
was
Now
it
you
was
were
it
going to
was amazing.
explain this a little bit, maybe for the people like who don't know what it is. You can give us the quick rundown of
So
2A Day
yeah,
here.
and before I give you the quick rundown, you can still jump on Google and Google like Brownells 2A Day, and
Hmm.
or I think our landing page is still up.
Yeah, it
And
is. Right.
okay, yeah.
Let me
So
see if I can pull it up here while you're talking. Hmm.
yeah, so the three big things to that is celebrate, advocate, and join. So it's
Hmm.
not just really about getting out. I mean, it's a huge part of it, getting out and just enjoying that firearm culture, that two-way culture, but inviting more people to do more to protect their Second Amendment. Contact your legislators, let them know how you feel about the Second Amendment.
Hmm.
Just get invited, like even if you're like me and you're not like huge into politics, just because it
Hmm.
just stresses me out so much.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you.
Um, but
Yeah. Hmm.
there's still some minor steps you can take. I mean, at the very least, that help out tremendously. So advocate and join.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a good, good reason if you need one to try to get someone, a friend or something like that out there that's interested out onto the range, take him shooting. I
Yep,
would try to make those kinds of things no pressure. It's never fun to if you make people do things they don't want to do. It's not so much fun. But if someone is interested
absolutely.
in that, yeah, take them out to the range and let them get to discover and enjoy this a little bit, and then see where it goes from there.
Exactly. That's exactly it. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. I always remember Lola's younger brother. He came to visit us one time and had all these guns around, and he was very interested in it, but he didn't want to touch anything.
Yeah,
He was really worried about what would happen if he touched it, and I've seen that in quite a few people. So I was like, hey, no pressure. And the funny thing that happened though, but any questions he had, I answered.
sure.
And I showed him things. But he went back to Maryland, where they're from, and he had some friends who were into guns, and then he went out shooting with those guys and did this thing and that thing, and I think he's a lot more comfortable in this now. So that's just an example of you don't really have to put pressure on people. Just you know, just even sometimes just showing them things helps.
Yeah, I mean, even if they have the slightest interest in it, just
Hmm.
don't be overbearing and just
Yeah,
just answering the small questions. And if you do that, they tend to ask more and more and more. And the more questions you answer, the more comfortable they're going to be with it, and go from there. I mean, that's how
absolutely.
I see it play out all the time.
Absolutely. All right, listen. Let's get into some gun stuff. I agree with you. Sometimes the
Gun
whole
stuff.
the political side of it, I know, can get it could just be a pain in the butt for everyone out there. There are repercussions, and honestly, we're gonna live those out every day. So, um, you know, that
Yeah,
is the way that life is.
that is
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Such is life.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And when we face those things, we'll face them. So let's see. Who wants to go first here with the guns? I'll let you go. You're the guest. You're the guest.
Oh, I was gonna say rumor on the street was you had some bullpup, but we'll get into that shortly. I'll
Oh yeah, I've got at least two bullpups here right now. Yes, two
okay.
bullpups. Do you know? Are
I'm
you into bullpups at all? You're not. You're probably not into it.
I'm not a huge bullpup guy.
Hmm.
However, I do acknowledge that they are cool, and
Why?
they
There's no
certainly have their
bullpups in
place.
Tarkov.
Yeah, there's plenty of bullpups in Tarkov.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are they? Are
and,
they?
and
Are they broken, as the kids say? Yeah.
no,
Are they?
they're
Are they
not.
not? Are they not
They're not.
broken? I guess. I don't know what they.
No, there's a couple of Desert Tech MDRs in there. One in
Okay.
7.62 51, and then one in
Hmm.
5.56 in there.
Hmm.
They're great guns. So,
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
have,
Um.
speaking of
What?
which, have you messed with any of the Desert Techs?
I've messed around with a lot of Desert Tech stuff. I don't have an MDR. I think you know what? Desert Tech, man. That's a whole conversation. That's a whole
I
conversation.
get it. That's okay.
I think they make highly engineered stuff, and they do have some really cool guns. Their bolt stuff, are really good stuff. I know the MDR had some issues, which some of those which I lived through when it was in prototype stage. I hear that it's gotten a lot better, and so I would say it's on my list. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But I wouldn't necessarily like put it super up there. Since we're talking about here, look, I'll show you a tried and true bullpup, and I've got one right here. Check this
Here
out.
we
Let's
go.
see if you even know what this is. Do you know
Oh,
what that
we
is?
got a little Styrog action.
Styrog, right? And this is my own. This is a gun that famously I've never shot, although I've shot lots of Styrogs. And it uses just PMags, man. Just you can put regular magazines in there, which like the old school ones you can't necessarily do that. So
Right.
there you go. So PMag, very beautiful one here that I bought, man, a couple of years ago. But I've been so busy, believe it or not, that I have not actually had the opportunity of making a video or even shooting this. Although this gun has been shot, Babyface has done some stuff with it, and
Nice.
it's always been like one of those things high up on my list. So when I had the money to buy it, I bought it.
That gun's got a lot of cool factor. That's a
Of
diehard gun.
yes, yes, yes. And it was this in all of the diehards or
I don't know. I am not the guy to ask that question to.
yeah, we would have to IMFDB or something that.
We would, yeah.
Yeah,
But
actually,
it was.
hmm go
No, I
ahead.
was just gonna say that's like the iconic gun from the first Die Hard movie.
Yes, it's in a lot of movies actually.
It is, yeah.
You know, a lot of bullpups are in movies because they look space aged or
Right.
sci-fi or what is it? What do I want to say? Like it's a good bad guy gun, I guess, is the best
It's a
way to put it.
it's a great bad guy gun. They
Hmm.
have that like evil factor to them almost.
Yes. Yes, I
So
think, and that's where you see a lot of these. Okay, let's see if I could put this up here on the side. Let me see. I don't know. Actually, we'll just put it up. We'll put this up. Period. Here. I'm gonna go put in. Let's see. How do we spell star? I gotta figure out how to spell star.
Styer, I think.
Is it er?
I think
Star
so.
og?
Oh, it auto corrected on you.
I don't. Is that what? Oh, it went to
Just
Styler. Oh my god.
styler. A styler is what does your hair, Hank. You have a
Oh
hair
my god.
styler.
Is it er? There we go. I think it's that one.
Yeah, that looks right.
Yeah. Steyr. Let's. Nope. That is not right. Lots of craziness come. Okay, I'm gonna keep looking until I find this. Okay, what do you
Okay.
have? What do you have
All right.
here?
I'll so my wife has a firearm here that I grabbed for this,
Mm-hmm.
and in the super cool space holster. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the Springfield Hellcat.
Ah, the Hellcat. Okay.
And I've shot this gun quite a bit. It is technically my wife's gun. She did all the research, went out, didn't want me to be involved in the buying process like at all. Which is funny but it's cool. She wanted to do that. She wanted to go through the full experience. So she went out, bought a gun, and came back with this one.
Oh, very
And
cool.
and this is the OSP, so you can put the optic on it. I have an RMSC that fits it, but it's not on here right now, obviously. But it's a cool gun. It's a very comfortable gun to shoot. It fits the hand well. It feels good. I actually carry this more than she does, just because it's so easy to carry. And then I gotta talk about the holster a little bit.
Yeah, this
This is a
holster looks kind of spacey.
Yeah, so this one here, she did all the research and stuff like that when she was looking for a holster. And this is an Eclipse holster. I had never used their stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
And she got it. This is a appendix carry holster. And I wore it, and this was honestly the most comfortable appendix carry holster that I
Yeah,
own. So,
I like how even the little grommets on there are blue.
oh my goodness, yes.
It's
And
just really stylish.
I now have like 4 or 5 Eclipse holsters
Yeah.
for various things
Yeah,
because
Night
they're
Train
just awesome.
says Springfield is verboten in my world. So I'm sure you know about that already. Being a gun guy, you've already, yeah. I'm also with him too, even though I've done a couple of Springfield things.
So I completely understand, which gets
Hmm.
me to my next point here, or my
Right.
next thing I want to talk about.
Hmm.
You're a bullpup guy.
Right.
How about that Springfield Hellion?
This has created a crucial problem for me.
I
a
figured it would.
conflict, a conflict of two worlds, man. Because that Helion is really good looking. I really like
So
that thing's really
if
cool.
if you need to justify it to yourself, it's not an actual Springfield gun. They're just bringing it
Yeah,
in.
that's what. Yeah,
So
you know.
I
But
think
I'm
it'd be
gonna
okay
be.
if you got one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be giving my money to Springfield. Like someone said, "Oh, I'm gonna buy it used off of someone else," so that Springfield doesn't get. It's rough when we come across that, right?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I bet you
It's
that's a Smith Buster you've never dealt with right there. I don't know if you guys get into politics on Smith Busters at all.
we usually do not.
Uh huh.
But that would be an interesting one.
Yeah, this would be a good one. Like, is politics a reason not to buy a gun or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you have to invite Hank Strange over there. I was looking at the last one you guys put up. Like, what was it? Do you close? Is your gun with the bolt down or not? I was like, what's happening here?
What was it?
Yeah, it was some. It was about the bolt. You didn't see your own thing you put out today. Wasn't that about what is the bolt open or closed? Or is that not the last one? I'm pretty sure that was the
I
the
don't
last one.
know. I need to
Go look that
let's
up. Go
I'm
look that
looking
up.
it up.
I was just laughing the whole time. I was like, really? Who? I never heard of that thing. I'm not saying that it's not a thing because I'm
Yeah,
sure there's some dudes out there who have that like. And I think it was it Steve? Steve is the guy that does those with you, right?
yeah, and we haven't put out a Smithbuster in a few weeks because
No.
I've been out of the office, but let me see.
Oh,
That's
I
why I
think
don't
I got
the
that.
last
Go ahead. What was the last one?
the last Smithbuster is can you afford or you can afford a custom gun, which was a kind of a two-part thing.
Oh,
But the
wait.
one before that was is it okay to lubricate magazines? And
No, 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 no. Okay, maybe I'm in the maybe. Okay, maybe because I'm in the email thing, I got one early.
oh, okay. Yeah,
Because what
that
what
could
I
vary.
saw,
If
I
you
think I might have seen that from the email.
yeah, 'cause yeah, okay. I don't know what goes out in the email schedule, honestly. I'm the only one I'm directly linked to is the
Oh,
YouTube
okay.
because sometimes I gotta launch those. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it could be anything if it went out in the email because those do launch on a different schedule than the actual YouTube schedule.
Okay, yeah. So maybe it's not out yet, but it came out in that email before it came out. Let me see if I could
Possibly.
find. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it says how. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I could put this up on the page here. Okay, let's see. Just so you know, I'm not lying to you. See right there, how to store an AR-15 hammer up or down.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, that's an old one actually.
Oh, that's old.
That's an oldie. Yeah,
Oh,
let me see when we actually release that one.
oh no, that came in. That came in yesterday. I got that
Well,
one
yeah, I mean
yesterday.
it's old on YouTube.
Oh, so it's been out on YouTube. Okay, I
Yeah,
was
it's
I was
been out
just
on
pull I was
YouTube.
just pulling it up here. Yeah, 'Cause that's really for serious a thing out there. You guys are gonna have to tell me if that. I didn't know that was a thing. And I think, like
Oh,
Steve said, I sometimes have the bolt open, sometimes I have it closed, but I never thought that was a thing, ever.
yeah, that one's a year old.
Oh wow,
Yeah, that one
yeah.
that's an
And
oldie.
Lola says lubricate a magazine. What for? That's from Lola. So
Yeah,
there's some crazy ones out there.
and that one was mainly to like address the the crowd out there that cleans their magazines and puts a
Yeah.
bunch of like CLP or something in it, and then it gets gummed
Oh,
up with a bunch of like pocket lint and stuff because it's
okay.
yeah. So
Armament and
yeah, yeah,
Axis says wipe the spring with oil rag, then wipe it off with a dry rag. No spring rust. Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's a perfectly acceptable way to do it. So
Okay. How about never, never do anything to that magazine unless
yeah, I mean,
unless you have to. How about that?
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of the time, especially if it's a carry gun, it'll accumulate like lint and
Hmm.
stuff. So you can just take it apart, knock the lint out, put it back together, and you don't have to put anything on it.
Yeah,
If it was exposed to like moisture or anything like that, you can put like a dry lubricant on it.
yeah.
But yeah, for the most, I mean, you don't need to be dumping oil in your magazine.
But you know what? You just brought up another good Smith Buster right here, and I'm gonna let you take this one. After I say it, I'm gonna go off air for a second here and handle some business. But
Uh-oh.
what about the lint will cause your gun to explode when you shoot it? Okay, Caleb, go for it. I'm out.
All right, so pocket lint is not gonna cause your gun to explode unless your barrel is literally stuffed with pocket lint. Um, I think we can pretty much take any of our carry guns right now, look into the barrel and see lint in there, and that's not an issue. So lint, unless there's some kind of like extreme circumstance, is definitely not gonna cause your gun to explode.
Okay, I didn't even think about lint in the barrel. There's lint
Oh,
all over
you were
though.
talking about lint. Yeah, I've seen some
There's lint
disgusting
everywhere.
guns.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
want
oh
to
yeah,
see. You want to see
it
mine. You
gets
don't want to see
it
mine.
will
No.
get everywhere. It
Yeah,
will get everywhere. But no, the only way it would make your gun explode is if it's in the barrel
yeah,
or if it causes some kind of like out of battery situation in
yeah.
which your gun shouldn't mechanically fire from that position anyway. So again, that shouldn't be an issue. So
But after all of this time, my friend, okay, we are literally sitting in 2022. We can't get anti-lint, some kind of anti-lint formula on polymer for a carry gun.
I mean,
It's
you
kind of,
think there'd be something out there that just like repelled it.
yeah. And well, also I'll say this, and I don't know if this is another myth or not, but I don't think I get as much lint in my gun if I'm using one of my leather holsters versus the Kydex. I think the Kydex and the gun generates more lint.
I would agree with that. I notice more lint using Kydex than leather as well.
Hmm.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. DCG 44 says too much lint equals too little shooting. Don't know. I do a lot of shooting. You'd be surprised at how much lint these guns put on, especially in a Kydex.
Yeah, agreed.
Especially in a Kydex. 42 Chill says clean it. Okay. Uh,
Lint can cause fire.
yeah, he also says lint can cause fire. Okay,
It
you
can.
got to investigate this one, man. I want to see this one show up on Smithbuster.
Okay.
Is it
I'm gonna
possible to cause a fire?
the lint in your gun.
Yeah, I mean, where is there going to be a spark? Everything happens in the chamber, so far as I know.
I
So
mean,
I don't know.
it's all gonna be contained in the chamber. I mean,
Right.
you're not.
And there's
It's
no.
not.
So let's say there was some. Let's say there was some lint somehow in there, and it created some extra fire. How could that be? I don't know if that is. Like, I don't know if that could add to any. Has there ever been any cases of a dude trying to like defend himself and with Arms List, you can shop the extensive list of local and nationwide firearms classified, now with more confidence because of their built-in firewall. For only $6.99 a month for personal use or $30 a month for business vendors, so when you're in the market, please consider Arms List. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Arms List. Okay, we're
All
back.
right.
I didn't even
I'm
notice the
adding it.
time.
I just added "Will Lint Blow Up Your Gun" to the official
Yeah,
Smithbuster video list. All right,
yeah.
so it's coming. It's
Yeah,
happening. It's
42
done. You did it.
Chill says lint is a fire starter.
Yeah.
Or he says, or a mag in your pocket. I don't, yeah. I mean, but are you guys going to go out and test this one? Or is there ever been anyone who could tell me a story of a dude that had too much lint on his gun and he went to use it for whatever, either to defend himself or practice or something, and things went wrong?
No, I don't think that there's any case, but what I can do, and especially since the spring is coming and
Mm-hmm.
we can get out and do some shooting for videos. I think I'll just carry a gun,
And
not
build up
clean
lint?
it,
Mm-hmm.
and build up lint, and then
Okay.
take it out. That'd be cool. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian Quick says people have been carrying a pistol for at least 100 years now, and now we're concerned about lint.
Well, I will say this: I've seen some guns come in to the gunsmith shop when I was working in a gunsmith shop in Louisiana, and I've seen some disgusting guns because they won't clean the lint out of them, but they'll put the slide back, add oil, cycle it a few times, put it back in, then clean it, and
Oh
now
no, that's bad. Yeah,
you lubricated your lint, so now
right.
it's just building up, and it gets so gross,
I wonder if
man.
that would start a fire.
I don't think that's gonna start a fire. If that's not starting a fire, we're not starting a fire. But I
Yeah,
mean, I'm sure you can Google it. I mean, I'm sure there's pictures out there of just disgusting lint-filled guns. Because
yeah,
I mean, I know I'm not the only gunsmith that's run into that.
yeah. And Brian Quick says I could see the lint absorbing the lubricant and the dry metal to metal friction causing it to malfunction.
I can see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So look, I do check on my gun every now and then. I see that it's terrible like that. I blow the lint out, either with
Hmm.
one of those air things or whatever, clean it. Yeah. And 42 Chill says, watch those new flannel shirts. So there you go. Well, that you get that
These
extra.
new Brownells Dixon flannel shirts.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Oh man, I just got this shirt last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most. I mean, I'm not trying to sell these right now, okay? I think
Right.
we're sold out
Okay.
right now anyway, but
Okay.
this is the most comfortable flannel I've ever worn.
Okay.
I even I even wore it in a few Brownells videos we filmed earlier this week, just
Oh, okay.
because like I wasn't going to. I just wore it into work, and then we got on the set, and Matt was like, "Man, this shot looks really good. You got to keep that shirt on." I was like,
Okay, Matt is gassing you up.
"Yeah." So I was like, "Okay, all
Okay.
right."
Yeah.
You got to say him.
Shout out to
Yeah,
him. All right.
yeah, shout out to Matt. And Matt's an honest guy. I come in sometimes and he's like, "Hey, you look like crap." So
Okay. Right.
I take his compliment.
Oh, okay. I understand that completely. All right, let's see another gun. Let's do some more of this Gorn stuff here. What else you got?
All right. So I'm gonna give you an option here. You want to go modern or you want to go a little old school?
I'm gonna say old school. Let's go old school because the last one was
All right.
modern. Yeah.
All right. All right. So here I have a Mark One Inglis high power.
Uh-huh.
Uh, yeah. So this is an oldie here. This is probably late 44, early 1945 production. This is not the original finish on it. These guns were just straight blued. This one I actually rescued. This one was I took it in a trade on some labor I had done, gunsmithing for a guy, and he was a sugarcane farmer, and this gun was sitting in his barn,
Mm.
and he had spray painted it, and then let it rust more, and then covered that with spray paint, and it was just disgusting. And
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you've done a lot of cleanup.
yeah, I've rescued it, and then I've done some custom work to it. I tightened up the slide, added a wide combat trigger to it. Um, done some trigger work on it, removed the stupid Browning high power magazine safety, and did just some overall accurizing. And then I also added the cylinder and slide components here. And I didn't go with an ambidextrous safety on it, just because I don't like ambi safeties on a high power.
Hmm.
Which if you do, that power to you. There's nothing wrong with that. But as you can see, there's a holster wear on this gun, as beautiful as it is, because I carry it.
Yeah. You're getting some compliments. Armin and Axis says sweet. 42 Chill says nice. So there you go.
All
Very
right.
nice gun, man. Aren't those
Thank you.
the high powers also, or like another thing? I think it was Springfield is bringing those back.
They actually their new high powers are I had the opportunity to take one apart when they first came out. I did a Brownells video on it. Got to get inside of one and
Hmm.
see if it was an actual high power, and
Hmm.
I will say that they did a good job. A lot of parts. I think all of the parts, depending on which iteration of high, because not all high power parts interchange with all high powers,
Hmm.
but all of their parts minus the sights are going to interchange. So
Hmm.
if you got an old high power or some old high power parts you want to throw in there, like your safeties or hammers, triggers, different things like that, they're gonna fit.
Okay. And then who was the other? One of the other companies came out with a high power, and then I saw Max said "Game Over." Which one? What the? Who was that company? That
There was
um.
we carried one for a bit. It was an import though.
Oh, you
Wasn't
guys had the straight import.
yeah, it was the import.
Okay.
So the only one that's making one in the U.S. or and obviously Browning was making them in Belgium, but they're not
Right.
anymore. So yeah, the only
Trying to
really
remember what that was. What company I'm supposed? Oh, FN.
I know
Yes, 42 Chilled said it already. FN is coming out with one.
FN's bringing it back.
Yep. I saw somewhere. I
Okay,
don't know where that post is. That
because
that was.
FN Gerson made one, yeah. So
Mhm.
FN made the original,
Mhm.
and they had, I know they had stopped making them, but I didn't know they were bringing it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah. Yes. So, there's going to be a couple of other companies. If that's going to be a thing, if those are going to be selling, there's going to be people selling them, trying to get up on that. So.
Yeah, and I mean, if you have a lot of extra money, Nighthawk Custom also made one, so
Mhm. Okay.
and that was a nice one.
Very nice. Okay. So, since you went old school, I'm going to go old school myself.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna go old school myself. So now, I showed this earlier, so I might as well let everyone take another look at this. And if you were here yesterday, you probably saw me show this, but I got to bring it back just because we got uh, Caleb here. So check this out. This is the P80, right? So recently, I don't know, sometime last year, Glock came out with the P80, which is kind of their version of a Gen 1 Glock, right? And Brownells had these. This one actually came from Brownells. So
yep,
when I saw you, you had one of these, and we were talking about this, and I said, "Man, I got to get my hands on that." I don't know if you remember, but this is
I
an
do.
actual Gen 1.
Awesome.
So I did actually find a Gen 1 somewhere. I don't know where you guys found the one that you all had there, but this is an
Yeah,
actual Gen 1
I don't know where we got it either.
Gen 1 Glock.
It was
So,
for our R&D.
yeah, there was something you guys were doing.
Yeah, but yeah, I remember.
Yeah. When I
Awesome.
got this, I remember that we had that conversation. I was like, "Oh man, I can't believe this actually came up that soon that I had an opportunity." It just came out of the blue. A friend of mine went to a gun store somewhere and someone had sold this to those guys and they had it there. And what did you put the value on like a Gen 1 Glock right now?
Oh my goodness. I have been out of touch with that for so long. I honestly have no idea. Like
I
I
s-
don't even know where to guess for you right now.
With the box and papers, I saw them going up to 2 grand. I paid like a
Okay.
thousand for that one, but it didn't have the box or any of that stuff.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it had its original magazine with it, but not any of the Tupperware or anything like that did not come along with it. Night Train says, "Glock fanboys rejoice." There you go. Hey, it's in the collection. It's in the collection. Okay, now on to you. What do you have?
So my bump in the night handgun we can talk
Mm-hmm.
about
Mm-hmm.
is and I know we talked about yeah I believe you used the words Sig fanboy a while back
Okay.
whenever I had my Sig Legion out and we were doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a HK
Mm.
VP9
Oh,
and I don't know what it is. I just like this gun.
right. What do you have on this VP9? You've got a different
So
barrel.
yeah, so this is a Silencer Co. threaded barrel. For
Okay.
the suppressor, I don't have.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, not yet. Anyways, I should say.
Yeah, you need to
Um,
get some cans. You guys could do that in Iowa.
we can, and I need to get on it. And then I have a light on it,
Mm-hmm.
Surefire X300 Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
because it is my, like I said, my bump in the night gun.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the one that's coming out the safe and getting used in any that type of situation. So really cool gun. It's really comfortable to shoot. I like shooting it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I shoot. I'll say I shoot well with it because there's a lot of guns out there that I shoot better than others,
Mm-hmm.
and this is one of those guns that I shoot better than others. So
Yeah,
there you have
if you throw a red dot on there, you'd be close to having a rolling special.
it.
Well, rolling special is not an HK anyway, so right? It's definitely it's always a Glock, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always some
I
kind
think
of Glock.
that's
Yeah, I don't know. Someone out there will correct me. Okay, that's cool. I like the barrel for sure. That's a nice barrel on there. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. Armament Axis. Yeah. So that's the kind of only weird thing about it is
Hmm.
that mag release is right here at the
Right
bottom
there.
of the of that trigger guard, which it a lot of people complain about it. They say, you know, it takes a lot of getting used to, but I don't find that it does because when I'm going for the mag release, it's right like my thumb's hitting it where a traditional button style mag release would be. So it's not that big of a deal for me. I don't know. So I don't mind it.
Yeah. Mess my voice up there. Okay, keep
Your
going.
breath was
Go
taken
to.
away by the ultimate.
I'm obviously still not over, so go to the next one.
All right. So I'm gonna go modern slash classic. And it's only half a firearm, but it's a Gen 1 BRN 180 upper receiver in all its coolness. So this was a project that Brownells embarked in with another company that I'm blanking on right now. Oh my goodness, they're gonna murder me for it. But yeah, this is the Gen 1 of that. Super cool. I've had this
uh,
one for a long time since we
did they
first.
do that with KP? No.
No, it's not a KP. It's oh my goodness.
I'm trying to.
Um, I'm a terrible person. I literally did an interview with the
I
guys
think I
that
was
come
trying
with
to
these
find
guns.
this out a couple of weeks ago, and I had no clue because I was trying to find out who they did that with. So
Yeah,
forgive me for my voice being messed up here, guys. Um,
I I will not forgive you.
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
don't make me laugh.
So Dean from what's it?
Uh,
Primary Weapon Systems, PWS.
right. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
PWS. Good.
if Dean sees this, I apologize, Dean. Um. So yeah, this is a the kind of a project we worked on with them, and they did a really good job on it. It's a short stroke piston upper receiver. And you know, for those of you who aren't familiar with the BRN 180 project here, the it kind of matches the style of the original 180, but is obviously modernized with all its Simlock glory. Um, but everything is completely contained in the upper receiver. So your recoil spring and all that stuff. So you don't need a buffer tube, buffer spring. You can use a folding stock. You can use no stock. You can use, you know, whatever. Um, you can get like K&S makes a adapter plate to fit on the modern to fit on the back of a standard receiver, and then you can put like the SIG folding stocks on it or any like JMAC custom stocks that mount on the 1913 Picatinny platform. And then we also make BRN 180 lower receivers, which unfortunately I do not have here.
Yeah.
And those are machined with a pick rail in the back of them rather than threaded for a buffer tube or receiver extension. So
Is this the
super.
what caliber was this one?
This one here is in 223,
Oh, okay.
223 Wild. So, and then it's also in 300 Blackout. And announced at SHOT Show,
Mm-hmm.
it is going to be coming in 7.62-39,
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
the
Uh,
old
I,
Ruski caliber.
yeah, I would like to see how many, how popular that one is.
It was
I've got the
it's
300.
been
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the 7.62-39 was the whole reason we did it is because it was requested so much. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's see
that's
if
why.
the people out there, you get what you want. Let's see what people do, what they build, I think that we will see some cool builds out there.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see like a short 7.62 39 with like a triangle AK folding stock on it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, someone please make a integrally suppressed 7.62 barrel, please. That would
Oh
be,
my goodness. So
that's gonna be a massive. Don't the Russians have that, right?
the integrally suppressed AK.
Yeah, I thought we saw something like that. Yeah.
There's something like that out there. I know
Mm-hmm.
Atlas Defense makes one,
Okay.
and they're in Louisiana.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
They make a cool one. I forget what it's called. I think it's like I want to say it's like the Velociraptor or something like that.
Okay.
But it's an integrally suppressed AK, and it's a pretty cool gun.
Yeah. 42 Chilled says Stoner's rolling. And Armament and Axis says, is it wrong if your trigger finger gets stiff and starts twitching watching all this Gorn? Okay. And Night Train says, what is this he's saying? He says, my brother works for U.S. Customs and Immigration. They changed from the HKP 2000 to the Glock 19. He didn't like the HK. So.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm not like a super HK. Like, I found like the, what's the one that you have? Man, there's something, my allergies must be kicking up real bad here.
Oh, you're fine. Oh, it's a VP9 is the one I have.
VP9, I kept messing up the slide because I got like fat fingers, so.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's only for skinny fingered, tight jeans wearing dudes that wear like flannel all the time.
I know a guy.
Man, this is like the worst. I can't laugh. It's just making this worse for me. Oh man. Okay.
No, kind of going back to the BRN 180 in 7.62 39. It fits. It's designed to still fit standard AR lowers, like all of the BRN 180 series. Because if you made it fit a proprietary lower that takes AK mags, because that was a big thing people were asking, does it take AK mags? It's like, no, because it's just an upper receiver. And then the next question was, well, why didn't you make it so that it'll fit AK mag lowers? And it's because everybody makes an AK mag lower, makes a different one, and they don't all interact with the upper receiver the same. So
and I think this one takes the those bent magazines, right? It doesn't take AK magazines.
Right. It's gonna take like your bent AR AR-15 style 7.62 by 39 magazines, which I do have a lower that takes AK mags because I have another gun AR-15 that shoots 7.62 39 and takes AK mags. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get one of the Brownells uppers and convert it to take AK mags and play around with that. It just is my personal project of mine. So
I wonder how difficult that could be.
I'm gonna find out.
Lola says don't hate Hank. So there you go. Lola actually, that VP9 worked perfectly with her little baby hands.
Okay.
So, what's this? I have one of these. There's these guns that you could switch them out to any like different calibers. Do you know what I'm talking about? We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of a DAO, or decentralized autonomous organization like TUSC Crypto. TUSC cryptocurrency is a firearm-friendly e-commerce option for online payment transactions, secured on the blockchain. So when you're in the crypto market, please consider TUSC, TUSC. And what happened? Oh, hold on. I'm trying to figure out exactly what happened here.
Oh man.
There we go. I'm here. That was weird. Everything blacked out there for a second. Okay, we got Babyface joining us. Give me a minute here. Let me get Babyface up into up in the business here. Patrick, what's up?
Hey, how's everything going?
You're right on time as I'm having a choking choking fit here right now. Yeah. Oh, here we go. So DCG44 says, Hank, you could use the MGI Hydra lower with the AK Magwell and the BRN 180 upper. So there you go.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to remember, the Hydra. You ever heard of that thing?
I've heard the name
Yeah.
and in reference to like exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I'll have to dig into that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I've actually got one of those. We should try that and see if that works. So,
Oh yeah.
So joining me, Babyface P. I think you guys met the last time.
Yeah.
You were both on. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Yep. You're both video game dudes.
So, what are you guys been talking about? Marley and I have not been paying attention at all. Marley and I went and got dinner.
Oh, okay. We were talking about awesome guns. We were just talking about the BRN 180 that's coming out in 7.62.
Oh, 7.62, cool.
Yes. Yes. I don't know if you have any questions. I know you're a 7.62 guy.
Not offhand.
Okay. All right. If you do, let me know. Hopefully, I think my coughing fit is it's arrested right now. Everyone's saying hi to you. Someone said, "What the hell?" Yeah, I think that thing when the screen went blank, it went to screen capture.
Oh, I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, for some reason there. And we talked about Russia and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you've gotten that out of your system yet today, Patrick.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So let me see. We were talking guns here. We were talking guns. I think it was my turn to show off something. Okay, I've got two more guns here to show you, Caleb. So one of them is going to be a bullpup that I guarantee. Well, let's see. Let's see if you know what this is. I'm going to put it up here on the screen. Do you know what that is?
I have messed with them before, but I do not remember what that thing there is.
It is a bullpup pistol. This is the Bond Arms, the Bond 9 it's called. You know,
Comes
but
with another design, doesn't it?
Yeah, what is the other name?
I could have just said Bond Arms. I would have been halfway there. I knew they made it.
What was the other name of the Bond Arms? Oh my goodness gracious!
I'm gonna have to look it up because I can't remember.
Yeah, the bullpup. What? Someone out there will tell us the name of it. But this is like
the design came from somebody else.
Yeah, and it didn't really work that that well. Oh, by the way, Brian Quick says Face P living his best life before we get nuked. We're not we're not getting nuked anytime soon. Don't worry about that.
There's more news about that should be hitting the airwaves soon.
Oh yeah, what is that?
So, a Turkish vessel of some kind was shot up off the coast of Odessa.
Mm-hmm.
So that entails now, depending on what Turkey decides they want to do, they are a NATO ally, which means that if they decide to go to war, we have to go with them. It's an interesting prospect.
So explain this to me. Yeah, I'm here. I just muted myself for a second. So someone fired on a Turkish ship, you're saying?
That's the news that I have seen. There is only one article on the Wall Street Journal that came out about 45 minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we will see what comes of it, because it could be a declaration of war, depending on how the act was done. And if Turkey goes in, we have to go with them.
Do you really think? Well, who knows what will happen?
I don't think Erdogan. Personally, I don't think Erdogan would go in. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
But just something interesting that.
Yeah, and they got fired on. They didn't get sunk, right?
No, they got fired on. They're limping over to Romania right now, is what it said. And nobody was injured or killed. But still, accidents is how. I mean, treaties and stuff is how World War I and II. The invasion of Poland is how World War II started.
Yeah.
And everybody having a treaty is how World War I started. So.
Yeah, and if you get,
I don't want to get anybody. I don't want to get anybody crazy. I think the worst that we're going to start seeing here is just high gas prices, everything's going to be more expensive for the next 6 months. And I don't think we're going to do anything. Personally, honestly, I don't think we're going to do anything.
Yeah, I don't feel like we're going to do anything either at this point. I see 42 Chill says Biden controlling the nukes.
I said this earlier,
I
but
think
this
it'll
was
take a lot for those. It'll take a lot for nukes to start flying.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen.
We're not anywhere near that. Yeah.
Even though Putin is a crazy dude, I don't think he will hit the button anytime quickly at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Right. Mutually assured destruction.
Basically is what that is, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, DCG 44 says pistol started as Robar. I think it's a Bobart.
Bobart pistol, is that it?
Yeah, Bobart is what that started out as, Caleb. There you go.
Okay.
The Bobart pistol.
Bobart. Yeah.
B-E-R-T.
And even the
that's Bobart. No, that's Bobart, the woman that's in Congress. No. I want Bobart pistol.
Yeah, I think it was Bobart. I think it was Bobart. One of those was basically how it started off. It's it's a cool bullpup pistol. I don't know if there's any other bullpup pistol out there, but there you go. That's what I got. Let's see. I don't know if you can. What you got? Can you trump that, sir?
I mean, my high power was like my big check this cool thing I got. So I started off strong.
Okay, well you don't have to top it. What you got?
I have
and while
brought in the old hunting rifle here.
Let's take a look at that. And while you're looking for that, Brian Quick says, I don't think it would take as much as you think. Watch China invade Taiwan.
I think China's going to go after Taiwan.
But I think
that's.
I think a lot of these guys will just step aside and let these guys get satiated.
Let this happen.
Yeah,
absolutely. But this is give a mouse a cookie. They're not going to be satiated. Putin has already said that he wants the USSR back together, and a lot of those countries don't want any part of that. You look at Bulgaria and some of those are like, no, we're good. We don't want that.
Unless they see that Putin really has the power and everyone backs off, then maybe they form their own union. I don't know, maybe a union of Soviet Socialist Republics?
Warsaw Pact. Go back to the old Warsaw
Pact. There you go.
Yeah. Worse things could happen in the world that we live in. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at this piece of awesomeness that just popped up on here.
Okay, so this here was born when 350 Legend first came out, because unfortunately in Iowa we are restricted to straight wall cartridges for hunting whitetail.
That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Me neither, but it's a thing. I don't think it's going to be around much longer, fortunately. It gets a little bit more lenient every year, but it is something we got to deal with now. So that's when this was born. We built it in the studio to kind of test out the whole 350 Legend thing, and I ended up killing deer with it every year since then. So
cool.
This is my main Iowa deer rifle, and the lower receiver is the one I use on my my 6.5 Grendel. And I just built the upper receiver in 350 Legend. So
very cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Remind me, does 350 Legend fit in a AR like a Stanag magazine? So that's a 15 lower, not a 10 lower.
It's a 15 lower, but it does take a proprietary magazine because of the lack of shoulder.
Makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
that, but it fits into a standard 15 magwell.
Yep. This is a standard AR-15 lower.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Night Train says that's a real battle rifle.
That's what the deer say.
The cartridge itself, the straight wall laws are dumb, but the cartridge itself is pretty cool. We fired it a couple of times, and I thought it was a neat cartridge.
Yeah, don't we
like it?
Yeah, I think we have some kind of 350 Legend gun, right? Like some kind of pistol.
I don't remember what it is, but I think you do.
Yeah, I think we built a pistol.
I think
something ridiculous
is the worst option for that cartridge, but
yeah,
you have something.
Yeah, we did the worst thing. That's exactly what we did. The worst thing. I remember you, Patrick, saying this makes no sense.
Because you want the point of those is to hunt deer, so you want full powder burn. You don't want a short barreled pistol. It didn't make any sense. Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
we did it anyways because it's not my
It
stuff.
was very cool.
Yeah, I'm sure you still have it somewhere.
Yeah, it was very cool. Not as cool as this rifle, which is awesome. Lola says, "What is the optic on the bipod?"
Okay, yeah, so the
Sig.
optic is a Sig Whiskey 5, I believe. Yes, so the Sig Whiskey 5, this is the 2 to 10, and I've been extremely happy with this optic. And the mount, it's on a American Defense Manufacturing mount. The bipod is a Magpul that mounts directly to M-LOK, so you don't have that extra pick rail area there, so you get more of a flush mount. And I'll just work my way down now.
Okay.
This is the Odin Works Atlas. So this is the muzzle device that they make for their 9mm. So pretty much any 9mm muzzle device will work with the 350 Legend. Fun fact there. So that's if you're looking for a muzzle device for it, just get a 9mm pistol caliber carbine muzzle device and you're good to go. The handguard is the Brownells Wrenchman handguard. The barrel is a Faxon. And lower receiver is a Black Forge that my brother-in-law gave me a while back. I don't even think they make I don't even think they're still in business. I think they got bought out by somebody else or something like that. So you don't see many of those. And I milled it to take the Ambi bolt catch. You can see here.
Okay.
Let me get
that
that dust
PDQ,
cover out the
right?
way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. This is the PDQ. You can kind of
Those
see
are
there.
cool. Mm-hmm.
Bolt carrier group is just the Brownells Chrome bolt carrier group. Nothing fancy there. The trigger is a Elfman. I am a Elfman fanboy.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Elfman triggers.
That's a nice, expensive trigger.
It is. I have 5 or 6 Elfman triggers.
Okay.
I'm a fan. I
Right.
think so I'll say I'm not gonna say they're my favorite AR trigger, but they are my favorite single stage AR trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on from there, you have your Magpul PRS stock. Like I said, this lower is the one that I use on my 6.5 Grendel. And my 6.5 Grendel's a 20-inch barrel gun, and that has a 18-inch Midwest Industries handguard on it, and a Brownells MPO, their match precision optic. So it's made to reach out a little bit. So that's a beefy gun in general. But yeah, I don't know how much this gun weighs, but it does have some weight to it. It's a heavy gun.
Okay. Very nice. Let me
Thank
see.
you.
A couple of things coming in here. Lola says, I think that it was the 350 Legend from Franklin Armory. Yes. So
That's what it was. Okay.
yes. And DCG44 says the Boberg XR9S.
Boberg. That's what it was.
Boberg.
Not Boberg. Boberg.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Totally off. Just we were way off on that one. So, all right. Awesome. Let me see. I'm going to throw up my last one that I brought in here. This, I especially went and fished out of the safe because you were coming on, Baron von Savant.
All right.
I wanted to show you what someone with the best, most awesome hair in the business would actually. No, you're gonna like this one's not gonna be that bad, Patrick. Come on. So check it out. Do you know what this is right here?
Okay, that's a cool one. I'll take that back.
Do you know what that is right there?
I didn't know you had one of those.
What? You didn't know I had one of these?
No, I would love to own one.
Oh, look at that. Do you know what this is, Caleb?
It's not what I initially thought. What is that?
Not a 180. It looks like a 180, but it is not a 180.
What is it? Now, watch this.
It's Korean. It's Korean made, and they used to make cars here in the U.S.
Yep. Okay, that's a good clue. And I'm trying to, let's see. Okay, I got to put the gun down in order to do this.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a magazine out of the AUG, which I could not do without actually picking it up. So there you go. Now, check this out. This is almost a Frankenstein gun because boom, it actually takes a PMag. It's Korean, as Patrick has said already. You don't know? Caleb,
All
you
right,
got
so
it?
I know it's a Daewoo. I just don't know the
Okay.
model
Yes.
number.
Yes,
But
you got it. Daewoo, yeah. The Daewoo
Okay.
Max 200, I believe.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta look at it here.
It's the K2, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Max 2, yes.
Max 2. So that's
Max
the
2.
import version of the K2.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, man, this is one of my favorite guns right here, man. It's like a hybrid of an AK and an AR.
I mean, it's very.
So
It takes a lot of style points from the AR 180, as far as I can
Yeah.
tell.
yeah, yeah. Daewoo Max 2,
The
as
Daewoo Max
lots
2.
lots of people are saying here. Daewoo Max 2.
Oh, so it's a long stroke gas piston like an AK. I've never actually seen that. I gotta do a video on that at some point because that's a pretty cool gun.
Oh, you never saw
I'm
this.
looking.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen it in person. I'm looking at a video of it from
Oh.
9-hole reviews. So it's
Okay.
a long stroke gas piston like an AK
Mm-hmm.
with an AR lower. The
Interesting.
bolt itself is like an AR-15 bolt built into a rotating thing on like an AK. It's weird combo stuff.
Mm-hmm. It's a very cool. So I did videos on this a while back. I don't know if YouTube made us remove them or what happened with that, but I did videos on it a while back, and they were pretty popular. And I got this for a song.
They used to be really cheap because nobody wanted them for whatever reason. Nobody ever wanted those things back in the mid 2000s. I think they were dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And then they kind of dried up, and they no longer are imported, and now they're collectibles, as far as I remember.
And I think I paid like $350 for this thing.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good deal.
And the guy had
I mean,
gone huh?
Just about any gun today for $350 is a good deal. I feel like.
Yeah. But the guy had gone to GTR, that range, and he sold it to them. And I guess he wanted to buy something else or something like that. And they knew that I liked weird stuff. And my friend Yak Yaz was there.
Still working
And
there.
yeah. And he was like, hey, I know you like weird stuff, so he sold it to me. I did actually several videos on this. And you know what's funny? I ran into the guy somewhere, and the guy was like, yeah, that's my gun that you have that you made videos. I'm like, no, it's not your gun.
No, that's mine now.
Yeah. So that's happened a couple of times to me, that, I got these like weird guns from somewhere, and, and then people run into me and they regret it because now it's cool.
Again, there's only one gun that I regret selling, and I need to replace it at some point. That's the Belgian high power that I had. Totally regret selling that. I'll have to get another one soon.
Yeah.
But no, I hate looking at something and I'm like, man, I should.
Do you want to see Von Savant's? Oh, here he goes. I know it's coming.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
is that new or old? That looks old.
This is a Mark I Inglis from the 40s.
Yes, So my dream is to get a Inglis with the original stock and everything. So
Yeah, so this is not a Chinese contract one, so it was never cut for a stock.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, oh my god, I had one of the Mark IIIs when they came in from Israeli police guns. AIM Surplus had them like 2014 or something like that.
Yep.
And I sold it because I had to get a P226, and then a week later I got rid of the 226 because I thought it was I just didn't like it, and now I need.
Who
to get
did you
another
sell that
one.
thing to, man? Who'd you sell it to?
Somebody on Gunbroker. Maryland
damn
Gunbroker with Florida Gun Trader. So it's just
okay.
the guy out there in the world who got my gun.
Some dude.
Yeah.
It's the
Lola's
only gun I regret selling so far.
Yeah, Lola's asking me how did I get my hands on this. I got it from GTR, Gainesville Target Range. And there was a guy there who sold it, and I went in. I believe so, Lola, unless I'm mistaken, and I'm just really old. But I believe that someone went in there and either traded it or sold it to them, and they didn't even know what it was, and they sold it to me for.
Us
You
gun
could
guys
be not
get these
mistaken
whims.
and still be really old. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Us gun guys get these. Us gun guys get these whims sometimes, and I know that I'm part of it. I've done it before, where I'm like,
Right.
I have to have this one thing,
Mm.
and then I go sell something, and then 6 months later, I'm like, yeah, why did I sell that? I didn't need this other thing. I would much rather have that first thing back.
Yeah. Well, because you know what? I think that we get lulled into a false sense of security that we can get something back.
That's a problem. I was like, man, if I want another
yeah.
high point, if I want another high power, they're coming in, they're bringing in buckets of them. I could just get another, and now it's like, nope, not like that. Not for $380. I can't.
No, no, it's big money now. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So don't do it. I think there's less people doing that nowadays, though.
Don't ever sell guns or cars. You just keep them forever.
Yeah.
Because my dad's the one that's always thinking back on the cars he had back in the 70s, and was like, man, if I could have that today. I was like, you didn't have enough money to put yourself to have rent sometimes, so
Yeah.
you can't look back on the 70s when you're dirt poor and go, shit, I wish I would have kept my car. You know?
No one in the 70s ever thought those cars were going to be worth it.
That's the other thing, is nobody back then thought they would have any value to them.
I remember in the 80s, those cars you could get, in the 80s, you could get a lot of these cars, like a Nova. You could probably get a Nova for $1,000.
Nobody wanted them. And now, what was it? We were watching the Mecum auction. I think it was Mecum. And they had a 70-something Barracuda. Very pristine car come through there that sold for like $125,000. Absolutely insane. But yeah, that can't keep everything forever is the rule there.
Yeah, I missed out on my opportunity to get a Camaro, so I know what that feels like.
That's why guns are better than cars. I think is because I can keep a whole lot of guns here, where I can only have room for like 1 or 2 extra cars, and then I'm really pushing my luck.
Yeah. What's on this is probably a good opportunity for us to ask you, Caleb, what's like high on your wish list that you don't have that you're looking for nowadays?
I'm feeling that I kind of want like a nice single action revolver.
Single action revolver? Okay.
Yeah, but this guy gets it though.
This should be on your
he's pulling. Yeah. I noticed you couldn't resist that opportunity to flex your night vision.
It's not flexing, Hank. It is not flexing. It is bringing more people into the fold because it is the coolest shit on the planet.
Right. Yeah, it is. Listen, I'm not hating.
No, I'm gonna be getting in the night vision game. I don't know when or with what yet, but it's going down.
It's so expensive.
Yeah.
I'm about to buy myself another helmet because I bought. I have this dual tube for myself, and then I have a PVS-7 for Marley, so we can literally I bought it so we could stargaze of all things, and the PVS-7 is really good for that. But now I'm like, well, I need a secondary helmet so two friends of us can go to the range and do some shooting together. I gotta have something to put it on somebody else's head.
Yeah,
it's never ending when it comes to nods.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to inherit some of your gear. That's it. I know in enough time I'm gonna inherit some of that awesomeness.
I gotta fix up. I have a PVS-14 housing. I gotta put drop a tube into in the next 6 or 8 months as well, and get that back up and running. So then I'll have 3, so we can actually do some night shooting. I can put 1 on a camera and have 2 sets that we can shoot with.
I should have brought those. Where's those old Russian? Do you have your Russian helmet to show, Caleb?
I didn't think to grab them.
Is it downstairs? Can you get it?
They're in the garage. I don't think they're Russian. I think they're Polish.
They're Polish? Oh,
Polish,
okay.
like K80.
Is it? Can you get it?
No, it's actually
buried
behind a couple things.
Yeah,
I know where it is, but I haven't grabbed it.
Yeah, I didn't get mine. We got some surplus. I don't even know the name of those things, Caleb.
I'm sorry, PNW 57. It's tanker night vision.
Oh, PNW 57. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it's from like the I guess 60s.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Walter had a couple of them, and he sold them to us for what, $40?
Yeah,
he got them from the creek. I think he got them from the creek, and it comes in a. They're cool. It comes in a box. It comes in this big metal crate.
We were afraid to put them on because we're like, we're gonna get cancer.
So yeah.
These.
It comes in a metal crate, and within it comes the night vision, the plugs, so you can adapt it to the tank or whatever.
Yeah.
The battery pack on the back, and then the really cool thing is it comes with, and I don't know if they're gonna show it here. It comes with blackout plates.
This alone will kill you right there. Look at that thing.
Battery pack. It comes with blackout lenses for those right there.
Yeah.
Blackout lenses for like a tank. It was the right size for whatever tank they had, where they could black out the lights and only have IR.
Yeah, it came in this case. We got the case and everything.
That's it. Just like that.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's Gen 0 or Gen 1, so it doesn't really work that well.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of cool. I got to go dig it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool,
Yeah.
man. That's super cool. I like old stuff like that.
I mean, you
Yeah,
can't
old
beat
junk.
that. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for anybody that's watching or listening, no, they don't. I looked into it. They don't give you cancer. I have heard from somebody that if you put that on and turn it on, it could give you brain cancer. And I looked into it. No, it does not actually give you brain cancer.
Okay.
There was somebody.
Do you have a doctor's note?
There's a video on the internet of a guy with a Geiger counter. He plugs it in and is like, "Look, there's no radiation. It's not going to give you cancer."
You lost me at a video on the internet. I don't know.
He could be lying and trying to.
Yeah,
give
there's
us
no
cancer,
way.
But
Doing what I do, there's no way I believe that video. You never know.
so we gotta. Supposedly, you can get it to run. The voltage range is between like 6 and 40. So you can like touch the ends of a 9-volt battery to it and can start them up. So we're gonna have to try that at some point.
Yeah, I think what is the dangerous thing? Is it 50 that you gets dangerous? Like
Oh,
how
for
much
voltage?
voltage?
I have no idea.
You know what? Someone out there will tell me. I think I was just going over this when we did the ham radio test. That there's like, I think it's somewhere over 50, but I could be totally mistaken because I've already forgotten everything that I crash studied for that whole thing. So all I know is I got my radio. That's it. That's all.
You gotta get some receivers set up
That's
so
all.
we can talk to each other across the entire
Yeah.
stretch of game.
Actually, one of the guys I met when I went to the Hamcation. So Caleb, I don't know if you're into amateur radio at all.
I am very little very little versed in that world. I do
Okay.
I do have one. I just am not a licensed user.
Oh, you're not. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I am.
When the shit hits the fan, I don't really give a rat's ass if it's a license or not. You know.
Right.
Exactly.
That's
And
how I
that's
think.
exactly why I have it.
Well, and
Yeah.
there's some cool stuff out there that you don't have to be licensed to use at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some interesting ones.
But we went to Hamcation, which was in Orlando. There's another big one coming up, I think, sometime in March, maybe. That's in Dayton. For anyone out there who's interested, and if you actually go to these big ham radio conventions, you can take the test there for free, which is what Lola and I did.
I'm gonna end up taking. So the craziest thing the other day, one of our customers. I work for a Google company. I'm a workspace engineer, so I fix workspace stuff, which is like email and stuff. One of our customers, I was talking to him, and he jumps on the call, and he's got a CIA shirt on, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting, CIA. So we start talking. Turns out he's not far from me. Used to work for the CIA and is an instructor for ham radio. So I was like, man, I need to get your contact info because I want to take the exams and get I want to take the first level and the second level, get them just both out of the way quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I got his email address and I pinged him and I got to set up a time. They are doing all of it online now, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Once Corona kicked off, nobody was going to take them, so they started doing them online.
Yeah, you can take the test online. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, it's just he's got to get three instructors together at the same time to stare at me and make sure I'm not cheating.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna totally get in contact in the next month or so and take the exams and get them done. I'm gonna get both technician and general at the same time and see if I can just kind of sweep those out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, when we took it, we used iPads, and it pretty much was functioning over the internet, but we were there with the people, so that's why they did
so
it.
you couldn't cheat.
Yeah. But the cool thing is, like, a lot of the ham radio guys are really cool and help a lot of people out. And we actually met a couple at that show that were volunteers there. And they camped out at the show just like we did. And they're actually camped out right now in the hacienda. Right now.
That's cool.
As I speak, they're camped out there. And let me see if I can...
And you're promising you're not going to go stalk and or kill them.
No,
and then bury them in the back somewhere where the cows don't know.
They're totally safe. But look, there's a picture of them of their.
I was wondering whose RV that was. That is a nice RV.
Yeah, so they're pulled up outside, and the reason why I'm telling you guys all that is because the husband is like an expert on all this stuff, and he's
Cool.
gonna get me connected to some stuff while he's here and walk me
Really
through a
cool.
couple things and probably give me some advice because I do need to set up like a nice big antenna here,
You have
so we can
you have the
communicate with the
square
world.
footage.
Yeah.
We have behind our house. We have. I mean, Hank, you've been here. There's a couple really big pine trees in the back. I've thought of putting some whatever they're tree climbing boot things, and running an antenna up one of those trees to the very top, or at least running a line where we can run an antenna whenever I want. Because that would get us. I mean, those trees are pretty tall. That would get us way good reach.
Yeah, but
That'd
I
be
think
awesome.
yeah, that would be cool. You could
Mhm.
probably take. There's probably something you could put together and throw it up there. And
I'm
get
not
the
sure.
same.
You know what we could do is we could get this would be make for a video is get one of the can cannons that you can put like
I
a
was
tennis
just thinking
ball
that.
launcher. And, like,
That's
over the tree.
exactly where my mind went.
Yeah,
Throw
no,
something, I was
we'd
like,
shoot it
"Cannon."
over the tree.
Right. Okay,
The
we gotta
perfect
find
use
a.
for a can can.
Yeah, who's got one?
I know
that-
we gotta have to find one so we can do it.
Yeah. So, do you have one, Caleb? You can come visit us. And
No, but I know the guys. I can probably
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
make it happen.
yeah, you should definitely.
I would absolutely do a video on making getting an antenna up over a tree,
Shooting
with a
it up
can.
there.
People would love that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that'll be cool. That'll be cool. And then seeing how far you can reach out. I mean, you're in Gainesville, so there's a bunch of repeaters right there.
We
He
have
was just
repeaters.
testing, and he said there's no repeaters close enough here, but he's got ways of doing things.
He's
So
got
we'll see.
ways. I don't know what that means. I'm not
Yeah.
into ham enough to know what that means.
You just need to get a better signal, a better antenna. Like this little on these little radios, you can't, you know.
No,
The-
they're
yeah,
not made for a
You can't get
superpower.
that far. Yeah.
Yeah.
DCG 44 says he was also about to say hand cannon. Or
Everybody
can-
was
can
thinking the
cannon,
can cannon.
Yeah.
The solution to
Tie a
all
string to a
problems.
tennis ball and then shoot it.
I had an idea while I was there that I thought was ingenious, and they told me they've already done it. I was like, why can't you just get a balloon and float the
And-
antenna up?
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, and they're
I
like, yeah,
mean-
we've done that already. Yeah.
World War II, did they use the balloons in World War II for radio communications?
Yes.
Because you know, like when
They
they
did?
hit
Okay.
Normandy, they
Yeah.
had all those balloons across, so they ran antennas with those, I guess.
Some of those were for that, and then like artillery spotting and different things.
Oh,
but
that-
yeah,
okay, yeah.
they totally did use them for radio as well.
Ah, okay. So, yeah.
And it's been thought of way before you, Hank.
Right. Nothing new under the sun.
Nothing new in this world.
Nothing new under the sun. Okay, so I think
No.
Caleb said he wanted a wheel gun. I don't know what
Yeah.
kind of wheel gun is your fantasy gun. What is it?
Something
will-
like
Yeah, what is
probably
it?
like a Bisley Ruger or something like that, or like something with a Bisley frame, or maybe like a fancy Vaquero or something. Just something
Do
fancy.
you? I will give you a gun, and it's pre 1895, so I could send it directly to you if you would get it running, and you can keep it because I've had it for 7 years, and I'm never gonna do it as a project.
Wait, hold on a
You,
second.
sir, have
You-
my attention.
Yeah, you had him,
I
and
have-
I could give you.
I have a bag full of it's a 1849 Colt pocket revolver. It's very
Okay.
rough, but it's there, and I even bought the parts that were missing. It had a trigger spring. When the trigger spring and the paw were missing, they're both together. It's a paw with a trigger spring thing. And there was one other piece that was missing. I went online and I found the parts at like Uberti. I think I found them through Uberti or something like that. So they're new production. I've just
Okay.
never had. I bought it. I paid like $600 for it, thinking like, damn, this is a cool project. I'm gonna get it working. It's been sitting for like 6 years and I've never fucking touched it.
Yeah. All you have to do
I
is
know
send
you
us
have
a
the skills.
Send us a cannon, and you can have it. I'm good. I'm gonna
Well,
negotiate.
Caleb,
for you
I know
here.
has the skills to get it back up and running. I do too. I'm not doubting myself. I do too. I just don't know that I have the drive to do it. So I would be willing to throw that in a box and send it your way if you want to try working on it. And it's
You
yours.
know,
You
if-
can keep it because I'm never gonna do anything.
If it were to come into my possession, I would definitely do that. And
Okay. We'll talk about it afterwards. I'll get your address or phone number or
Okay.
something. We'll figure it out. Because yeah, I've come to that conclusion that is $600 that I will never get back, and I'm never gonna effing fix it.
Yeah. And if you have like a spare cannon sitting around,
Yeah, you said you can't get it. We'll make a deal.
no, I'm just
So we can shoot an antenna up over a tree.
No.
But no, yeah, it's one of those projects that I got like good intentions, and then it sat for too long, and then I'm just like, I don't know that I'm gonna
Damn it! Can't we make a
know what you mean.
cannon? Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
probably it can't be that hard.
Yeah. How difficult is it to make your own cannon?
To do it legal, to do it illegally is very simple. To do it legally is a little more challenging.
We
because
only follow the law here, so I'm not even
You
sure
don't-
what
Yeah,
you're
but
saying.
the original-
if you use an AR upper, what's the
the originals that they put out were the ATF then came back and reclassified them as SBRs because they didn't have they didn't have a chamber plug, so it could only fire blanks. So it was it could fire rifle rounds. So the ATF was like, oh, that's now an SBR. So they had to go recollect them.
What? Okay.
Yeah. So the new ones that they make now, I believe, have some sort of chamber plug in it, so you can't put a live round in it. You can only get a blank.
Okay, but so X Products, the company that makes that, they had something at the Gundies that was just like a standalone cannon, and it wasn't even classified as a firearm, but it was like it was
Now
a single
that's
shot.
cool.
Mm.
It was a single shot cannon, but it wasn't a firearm.
That's
So-
really neat.
I'm trying to see.
It's
if I can
standalone.
find it here. Yeah.
So it's like a 40mm launcher, a standalone 40mm, but for cans.
Yeah. Is it
Yes.
bolt action or something? How's that?
It was a crack barrel.
Break action.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it was a break action.
Huh.
I
That's
say
pretty
crack
cool.
barrel 'cause I'm-
I've not
From the
seen
south.
that, but I'm gonna have to go look it up.
Okay, it is the. Let me see if I can find it here real quick.
It's X Products, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
X
that's who makes the
Products.
cannon.
This looks like it? Was this it?
Huh.
Yeah. So it's the X1.
X1.
It's they have it listed as pre-order right now, but they had
X1
it out there.
standalone.
I've
Oh, it's
Held
like
Oh,
a
standalone.
what on earth?
Oh, interesting. It's
That
like a
is
blunderbuss.
cool-
Wait,
that
is this
a-
20
yeah,
bucks?
that is- No, that's the 20 bucks.
that's a
Get outta here.
pre-order deposit.
Pre-order, and it's $3.99 is the full price.
Right. Okay. That's cool though. I was
That's
about to say
really
20
cool.
bucks. I'm getting these for everyone for Christmas.
What do you think it's
Um,
made out of? $20.
No, it's cool. That looks pretty awesome, man. How much is it? What do you say?
I don't know.
$3.99?
It is not
Patrick?
Yeah.
not considered a
Three-
firearm, so you can put a stock on it. You could do like whatever you want to it.
Whatever you want and ship it to your door.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get one of these now.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
That's really neat. I didn't know they were making that. Not a gun.
So it's fires something called the X4, a grappling hook, balls, cups, spear, blanks.
Yep. It basically anything that you can fit in that cylinder, it'll fire.
It
Okay.
look,
Most of
it's part of your Batman utility belt. All right.
yes,
you
you
have
gotta
it.
have one.
Yeah, it looks like a freaking blunderbuss.
It
It's
does.
cool as hell.
Yeah, that's actually pretty awesome. So let's see. Oh, DCG44 says X Products has some Springfield Armory type history. Okay.
They do, yes. But
They do.
that guy is no longer a part of the company.
Okay.
Wait, what was that I missed?
But yeah.
Yeah, Jade grew some Springfield like history. You know, we were talking about Springfield Armory earlier.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then Jade Grew says, get a can launcher, not a can cannon. Can cannon is trademarked, and the people that sell it are very anti-2A. So we're definitely getting
So
those from there.
their previous owner had had said some statements, but
Mhm.
he
Really?
is no longer in any way involved in X products.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean
Is
it was a company that their main product is a high capacity magazine. I say high capacity
Yeah.
magazine, a larger than standard capacity magazine, and the guy ended up, saying
Oh, I remember this.
some stupid stuff, but yeah,
Yeah.
he is no longer in any way involved in X products.
They created
They ditched him.
they created a fundraiser for every town for gun safety? No way. This can't be real.
I think that was all happening with the previous guy,
I
like
think so,
Caleb was saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no but. So anytime I see somebody say, I'm a strong supporter of the Second Amendment, followed by a but, just forget everything I just said, because here's what I really
That's
think,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no
That
but
famous-
after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the company that makes this product, he is in no way getting any money from these guys. So
Good to hear.
Okay.
that's all different now. Yeah,
Yeah.
fortunately.
Good to know. Good to know. All right, listen, we ran into the, like, obviously whenever you're here we have
It
fun.
only felt like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. That's because you only came in 30 minutes ago.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But no, it has been a fun conversation here. I want to give Caleb a chance to tell you guys how you can support him, and then we'll go to Babyface, of course. And then when we come back, Caleb, you're gonna have to leave us with words of wisdom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do
Last
the words
time
of
they
wisdom.
were so good, and I like my words of wisdom from last time. Like I dogged on your hair so hard. Like I felt bad about it.
I can't remember. I don't remember any of that. It's like a blur. Okay, so Skivvy Waver says get a baby shot line gun. What is that baby shot line gun? I don't even know what that is.
I have no idea.
Line guns are. I know what a line gun is used for boat to boat
Mhm.
line tossing, where you send a rope from one boat to another. But a baby shot, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You
So
tie
let's.
a rope to a baby and you throw him to the other boat.
That's how you get babies to other boats.
Yeah, exactly.
That's with the boat with the baby.
Pirate trick.
You use the baby gun.
So anyway, listen, Caleb, tell the folks out there how they could support you. Best place, to get in touch with you, all that kind of stuff. Is it Instagram? I don't know.
Yeah,
is up a
Instagram.
little.
For me personally, Instagram, Baron von Savant on Instagram. If you're not following Brownells on YouTube, you're wrong. You need to be doing that.
Mhm.
But yeah, those are my two main ways to contact. I'm also on Facebook, but nobody cares about Facebook. I don't care about Facebook. But yeah, so Instagram, if you have any questions, or you can reach out through Brownells, and I'll still get the question. So
Awesome.
yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Great. Babyface, how can the folks get in touch with you?
YouTube.com/babyfaceP or on Instagram baby_faceP, and it's P as in the letter P, because I've had some questions about that lately.
Okay. Questions. Is it P as in
I've heard
P-E-E?
some people have said babyface Pete or babyface P, like is it P like P like urine, PEE? It's like, no, it's just a letter. It's just a letter.
Oh, that's funny.
Babyface piss.
Piss, yes, babyface
Yeah.
piss.
Yeah, exactly. Babyface
Oh,
P. Yeah, that would be a great logo, like someone lifting up a baby and
Just
peas in their
peas.
face.
Babyface.
And then you got to throw them from boat to boat.
Yeah, you'll find out when you get kids. That's a real thing.
Oh yeah, I've been peed on.
Yeah, absolutely.
My
Multiple
babies.
times. Yeah, peed, poop, throw up. You name it. It all comes out, man. It all happens. Skivvy Waver says Navy shot line gun. Navy shot. line
Navy
gun.
shot. That was like baby shot line gun. What the hell is that?
Oh man, words are important.
Yeah, use your words. Use your words. Okay, so listen, I'm gonna run in the end. We're gonna come back, and Baron von Savant is gonna give us the words of wisdom. Let me run the end in right now. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us here. We appreciate you. Big shout out to everyone that's coming in from the Firearms Radio Network. We appreciate those guys. We have people listening to us all over the world, man. There's like people in England listening to us, people in Belgium listening to us, Canada, all around the world, all over the world. We've got listeners, and we appreciate everyone from all over the place. If you're looking to find the audio side of the podcast, you can go to hangstrange.com and find it there. All right, Caleb, Baron von Savant.
All right.
What's your words of wisdom? Yes.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier. So to everything that's happening in the Ukraine currently with firearms being given out to civilians, that's exactly why we need the Second Amendment, and that is exactly why you need to support the Second Amendment.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Amazing.
Yes.
10,000 rifles given out. How cool is that? Oh,
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, if only our government would do that. But, you know, obviously in America, we don't necessarily need the government to do it. But, you know, if I was president, I'll give out some rifles.
Oh, everybody be getting.
Yeah.
Everybody getting.
Thanks, Strange, for president.
Yeah. You have to have the Schwarzenegger rule first. So, because I wasn't born here. But hey, we're working on that one when we flip that around. Thanks so much for coming on, man. It's been fun.
Always.
You know, yeah, I hope to see
It's
you
been
here.
a pleasure.
Yeah, I hope to see you here again soon. For the people who want to play that Tarkov game with you, how do they do that?
You know, reach out to me on Instagram first, because there's
Okay.
yeah, and we'll get connected, because there's no way to like easily just say like, oh, shoot me a friend request, because the game's still in development, so that system's hasn't really been worked out yet. So yeah, we can, yeah, Instagram.
Okay. All right.
We'll go from there.
Hit him up on Instagram. All right, guys, we're out of here. You guys stay right there. We're out of here. We'll see you guys Monday. No show tomorrow. We'll see you all Monday. Let me hit the end right now. Okay. I hope that did what it was supposed to do.